That's right everybody, Afi and Galu are back, and they are bigger and better than ever. After a brief retreat to their island where they put themselves through some rigorous training, they are ready to rejoin the revolt. Afi has worked on his running speed, allowing him to close the distance between him and his opponent at blazing speeds. He also falls to the ground like a rock and struggles to recover. Galu, on the other hand, has learned how to flow through the air as if it were water, allowing him to control the airspace of a match and score devastating KOs off the top and bottom blast zones. However, he has trouble maneuvering on the ground. Now, because you have to control each twin separately, we're going to be calling the active partner the totem, and the inactive one the statue. They can now bat around the inactive twin, using them as a weapon. When striking the inactive totem, the attacker will gain spark, and the statue will be sent a short distance. And when sent into the air by one of Afi and Galu's special moves, the statue will begin spinning and have an active hitbox. This allows players to utilize the inactive statue in infinitely different and interesting ways. The two twins have also come to rely on each other's abilities, and have devised a way to combine their power together in devastating steam attacks. When one of them strikes an opponent, they'll leave their mark on them in the form of a status effect. These effects last approximately 3 seconds and don't do anything on their own, but when combined together they fuse to create explosive steam attacks that both drastically increase the damage of the attack and leave the victim briefly stunned. Now, in order to talk about any of Afi and Galu's special moves, we'll first have to understand Bloom. The twins now rely on their Bloom meter in order to access their side and down specials. When used, these moves trigger a 2-second cooldown. Additionally, getting hit will trigger a cooldown on Bloom. Hitting the inactive statue will trigger a 0.5-second cooldown, while hitting the active totem will trigger a 2-second cooldown. Bloom will also remain locked until the active totem hits the ground again. Now, on to the specials. Their neutral special utilizes their familial bond to draw the active totem towards or away from the inactive statue depending on the direction held by the player. If the twins collide during this move, the active one will pick up the inactive one and then throw it in any of 8 directions. Should this be thrown down, it'll go directly through platforms, allowing you to weave through difficult situations. Side special allows the inactive statue to launch themselves in their preferred direction. Afi hurls himself forward, while Galu launches himself up. You can also redirect them by charging this move. Their up special is a 2-part explosion that sends the active totem up and towards the direction that they are facing. This move can also be charged to yield better results. Additionally, they can be steered slightly in order to reach a desired location. They also have their own travel paths depending on the totem that's using the move. Afi, again taking a more horizontal path, while Galu takes a more vertical one. Their explosions also send in dramatically different directions. Afi's will send opponents away from him, while Galu's has a spike hitbox. Better be careful. Now, Afi and Galu's down special have some interesting properties. Not only is it the tool to swap in between the two, but it can be activated in the middle of a move, allowing you to control one while the other is finishing up its hitbox. Aside from their specials, Afi and Galu's normals also differ quite drastically. Now, we won't go into all the details here, but Afi's tends to have knockback that sends outwards, while Galu tends to knock opponents upwards. Another big difference in between the two is their down air. Afi's down air is an auto-link multi-hit that sends outwards at the end, while Galu's has a strong early hit that spikes. Now, considering how dramatically different both Afi and Galu are you going to pick a favorite totem to carry you to victory, or are you going to be able to master them both? All these things come together to make an absolutely electric, ambush-like character that has you controlling 2 absolutely eccentric twin totems at once. And that's it for our reworked Afi Galu. We really hope you guys enjoy the character. Let us know what you think about him down below.